It's perfect now. All right, now listen, please. It says right here. It says right here. It says right here. 6-1, 6-2, 6-3 have been due. On your grade sheet, it says what you got on it. A lot of people have not done 6-3, so make sure you get that in. But as of yesterday, 6-4 and 6-5. I didn't give you a lot of time yesterday, so don't sweat it. Just that's why you have today to work on 6-4 and 5. It's one double-sided paper. Okay. Here's a warm-up, or not just like, but similar to what we did yesterday on our notes, example 1 and 2. So I'm going to go over this now. You should hopefully be able to do this, but if not, pay close attention so that way you're good on this. When we solve this, we are trying to get x by itself. Yesterday we learned our first step. Our first step is to get the radical by itself. Now, the radical is not by itself because what's in front of it? A 3 and a -2. Which one do I want to get rid of first? Why the 3? It's the loner. It's by itself. It's not stuck next to the radical. So how do I get rid of a +3? Subtract. So -3, -3. Now the 3 and the -3 cancel out, right? So I'm going to bring down what? So guess what most people forget? The negative. But yeah, it's a -2 in front of that radical. So -2 square root x plus 1. What is -7 minus 3? It is -10. Now, if you're not solid on adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, please use your yellow calculator to help you. But at this point, it is the radical by itself. The -2 has got to go. The way you get rid of -2 is not by adding 2 or multiplying or subtracting, right? -2 and the radical have a little implied multiply between them. And how do we get rid of multiplying? How do we get rid of multiplying? Dividing it. So divide by what? Is it 2? Oh, it's -2, okay? We can't forget our signs, please do not. Okay, so we divide by -2 on the left, and we divide by -2 on the right. The -2's cancel, and now I'm left with just my radical, which is what I wanted. Square root of x plus 1. What is -10 divided by -2? It is +5. Negative divided by a negative is positive. 10 over 2 is 5. Now, I have a radical by itself. Now I can do the next step, which is do the inverse of a square root. What is the opposite of square root? Squared, right? Square root and square are opposites. So here's what you're going to do. The left side gets squared. The right side gets squared. Does everyone know this from yesterday, that square root are opposites? Cubes and cube roots are opposites, right? So the square root and the square cancel out. I'm left with what's under it, x plus 1. What's 5 squared? Who thinks it's 10? It's not 50, and it's not 10. It's 25. 5 squared is 5 times 5. 25. Now, do you see why someone might think it's 10? Because they're going to see 5 and 2 and just multiply. But that's an egregious error. Egregious. Okay, so 5 squared is 25. Last step. How do I get rid of this plus 1? -1, and my final answer is the amount of hours in a day. 24. And last period was like, Mr. G, I don't like your 4. Okay, so here's a debate. Which 4 is best? Who likes the pointy 4? Raise your hand if you draw the pointy 4. No one draws the pointy 4 like me. No one. Thank you. All right, what about this open 4, where you have to lift your hand and you waste the energy? Okay, fine, whatever. You do you. All right. Now, it adds up. And all that energy could be put towards cheering for the Cowboys instead. Like this. I'm kidding. Now, everybody listen, please. Listen. You should have grabbed your little grade sheet on the way in. It tells you why you have the grade you have. Okay, so some people ask me why, but it's on there. If you have a low grade, that's bringing you down. Especially if it's that quiz from last Friday, the 13th. I wasn't here. It was spooky. So what I'm going to do is, if you failed it, that's funny. Let me finish though. I'm going to, if you failed it, I'm going to give it back to you to correct. You have to give it to me today. You cannot leave with it. You can't use your friends or your phones, but you can use your notes and just try again. Photo math will not work. Sorry. So I'm going to. Okay. This is only recorded. Okay, so again, I'm going to give you back stuff you need to correct, especially quizzes. Very important, okay? You can use your notes, especially the review that I always do. That's very much like the quiz. It's on Google Classroom. Everyone can access it all the time. Okay, so we're going to do that. What else are we doing today? The point of today, 6-4 and 6-5. Please work on that. And if you need to, 3, 2, and 1. You know if you're missing it because you have your little grade sheet, right? All right, here we go.